Hi guys, how are you today? Lots of news to talk about. First, we're going to talk about Miss Robbie of Sweetie Pies finally speaking out after her son Tim was arrested for a murder for hire plot against his nephew Andrei. Then we're going to talk about Love After Lockup, Matt. Do you guys remember Matt and Caitlin? Well, he's back in prison, and this time he's in prison for armed robbery, and we're going to get into the details of that. Then we're going to talk about the entire Elizabeth Andrei family situation, okay? This family is getting weirder and weirder by the day, minute, hour, second. So we're going to talk about that and clear some things up. Okay, so first let's talk about Miss Robbie. Oh, Miss Robbie. I just wish the best for you. Okay, so we all know that her son Tim tried to, well, did have his nephew's life taken for an insurance policy worth $450,000. She hadn't spoken on it yet up until today. Okay, so a journalist had reached out to Miss Robbie and let her know that she had an immense amount of support from the community. And this is how Miss Robbie responded. She said, "Thanks for the prayers, but at this time I'm weak. I can't make a statement. Please keep praying for me and my son." She mentioned her son, so I don't know what that means. Word was that she went down to see him in Mississippi where he's being detained. I believe it's called Madison County Jail. He's going to be there for a minute because the jail is behind on paperwork, and so they're saying that he won't get an extradition, won't get extradited back to St. Louis for a while, a very long time, because everything is backed up because of the coronavirus. So we know she went to go see him, and now she's asking us to pray for him. Does this mean reconciliation? I mean, you never know. People are different with different personalities. Some people might acknowledge Tim is sick, but he's still my son. Someone else might say, I don't care how sick he is. He ruined my life. He took my grandson and was trying to take my life out, trying to take my life away from me, because remember, he had $1 million life insurance policy out on her. Then there was rumors going around that she was scared for her life. So her including her son in her statement is very puzzling, but on the same token, we've got to give her space. Can you imagine what you would be going through right now if it was you? We have to give her space, and not only that, we have to allow her to do whatever it is she's going to do. If she's going to forgive her son, that's on her. I mean, you really can't tell anyone how to handle this tragedy. That's exactly what it is. It's a tragic situation, and people respond differently to different things. Let's just hope that, I have a feeling Tim is telling her he's not involved, because that's what most con artists do. They lie about everything. Any and everything that they can get away with. And I hope for 1 second she doesn't believe that he's not involved. Because if you look at the evidence, he was the sole beneficiary on the life insurance policy. And not to mention, he had a policy on her for $1 million that she knew nothing about. But we're going to give her the room to heal and just try to save some kind of life of hers, since both of her children are gone now. Her oldest son died early on from a fight. He got into a fist fight with 2 brothers, so his life ended. And then she had Tim, who was in jail for 10 years. He gets out of prison, and then he puts a murder for hire on his nephew for $450,000. And now she has no grandson. This is a tragedy, and I agree with the journalist that reached out to you, Miss Robbie. You have tons of support from the public. I mean, I haven't talked to anyone who doesn't feel for you in that situation. It's awful. Now let's move on. Unlike Miss Robbie, who is experiencing a tragedy in her life that is beyond her control. You can't really control what another person does and how they think, even if they hold the title son. But let's talk about Matt, that could control his behavior. Okay, so we all remember Matt and Caitlin from Love After Lockup. Okay, I think they broke up before the season ended, if I'm not mistaken. I almost interviewed Caitlin. We couldn't get on the same page for the date. I go back in my head and get mixed up sometimes because I gave her a pre-interview, but I didn't interview her. But anyway, from the pre-interview, these two are no longer together. I don't even think they made it past the show. I think Matt had left her for another woman. And he also left her. He was just attracted to a life of crime and drugs. It sounds weird, but some people, that's all they know. That's what they feel comfortable with, and that's how they want to live their life. So he got arrested again, people, and he's back in prison, this time for armed robbery. This is really crazy. Okay, so according to the witness, she was walking around her house when she saw a man in her living room with a black mask and a gun. I don't know what I would do if I came across that situation. She said she looked out the window, saw that there was another man in the backyard with a gun. Now, the man in the backyard was supposed to be Matt. And then they came into the house, so it was a total of 3 men. She ran down the hall with her child, closed the door. They pushed a air conditioner unit out the window and ran down the street. Neighbors heard them screaming when they were running down the street. It said that a witness ran after them. Oh my gosh. So you have the witness and her son running down the street. You have Matt and the gunman chasing after them. Witnesses hear her screaming. She said she said, help, help, help. He's trying to get me. Okay, so then they ran after them. Matt turns around, points the gun at the witnesses that are running after him. They said he fell over backwards and hit the curb, got up and continued running. They all got in a car, drove off. The police ended up capturing them, pulling them over, and all 3 got arrested. This is, man, listen, it's no doubt in my mind at this point, he is a career criminal. He's never going to do anything else with his life. I mean, it's just sad. The opportunity that he did get when he was with Caitlin and they were filming their episode, you know, she was trying to give him a better life. She wanted him to get a job, and he just wouldn't do it. Even for his own mother, this is what he wants for himself. So, you know, if that's the kind of life you want to live, congratulations, you really are successful at it, and now you've bought yourself more jail time and another prison sentence. Okay, so he's formally getting charged with unlawful possession of a firearm, burglary in the 2nd degree, assault while armed. He was given bail. He did not have the money for the bail. Each bail came with 3 different bail charges: $100,000 bail, $250,000, and $150,000. Of course, that's really big money. Of course, he's still in jail. He's not going to get out on bond on that kind of money. And plus, he also has to face other charges, which would be possession of stolen property, 2 counts of identity theft, possession of a controlled substance twice. One is a synthetic narcotic and another one is heroin, and possession of another stolen property and possession of a stolen vehicle. Yeah, sounds like a lifer if you ask me. I mean, Caitlin, you dodged a bullet here. I mean, he's just not cut out for regular normal life. He's attracted to that life, and that's what he's going after. And then finally, let's talk about the Elizabeth situation. This is a really crazy story here. Now, yesterday I reported that Andrei got his social media scrubbed, and it came back that he was making racial slurs. I believe he called a black woman a fat monkey, and then he retweeted a bad statement about Kim Kardashian liking black things in her mouth. Okay. And he really came off as a jerk and a racist. It is what it is. Now, but this is going to complicate things. So he's saying racial slurs on his social media, but I mean, he has one of Elizabeth's sisters, that's his sister-in-law, who they call Jen, is married to a black man with biracial children. I just tell you what happened. I don't know. I can't knows anything. I don't know what this means. Does it mean Andrei is not racist? I'm not saying he's not racist. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying this complicates matters, and this could be the reason why she hates him. She's one of the sisters that are on the show trying to get to the bottom of why he was pushed out of Moldova. I only report the crazy people. Don't make me explain it. But we can talk about it in the comments section. We have a lot to talk about. What do you guys think about Miss Robbie asking us for her prayers for her and her son, Tim, the culprit? Also, what do you guys think about Matt being back in prison? Aren't some people just, isn't that what some people just want for themselves? And then the whole Andrei situation. Do you think one of the reasons that Jen hates him so much is because he is racially insensitive, as Bravo would put it? Got a lot to talk about. In the meantime, if you like this video, don't forget to click that like button. If you haven't already subscribed and hit the notification bell, go ahead and do that. And I'll see you guys in the comments section. Bye for now.